What is earnest money? If you're buying or selling a house, you may sometimes feel like you have to learn a whole new language. If you feel like you need a translator, you're not alone. When you find a home that you love and you make an offer and the seller accepts your offer, generally speaking, you will put down an earnest money deposit, also called an escrow deposit. This lets the seller know that you're entering into a real estate transaction in good faith. Another way to think of an earnest money deposit is as a good faith deposit that compensates the seller for liquidated damages if the buyer backs out of a transaction and fails to close. Typically, an earnest money deposit ranges from 1% to 3%, but it can go way higher. The buyer decides how much they'd like to offer as an earnest money deposit, but the seller can accept, reject, or negotiate this amount. The earnest money is held in an escrow account and will show up as a credit to the buyer at closing. But be careful, there is some risk involved, because if you decide to back out of the contract for any reason that is not allowed in the contract, you stand to lose this money. There is a window of time called the due diligence period in which it is okay to back out of that contract and you won't be in breach. This is the period of time when you get your inspections done, your appraisal, your survey, all of those things are done during the due diligence period. This way, if you have to back out of the contract because of something you found, you're still covered. In North Carolina, we have another fee that's due at acceptance of an offer called the due diligence fee. This is paid in conjunction with the earnest money deposit. It is a little different though. The due diligence fee is a check paid directly to the seller. This amount also shows up as a credit to the buyer at closing, but it is more like a non-refundable deposit. If you back out for any reason, whether during the due diligence period or not, you lose this money. For this reason, it does carry a higher risk than the earnest money deposit does. However, in a market where sellers are receiving multiple offers, a higher due diligence fee will make your offer stand out and make your offer more desirable. Of course, every situation is unique, and there's not a perfect formula, but your real estate agent is your resource and will help you with any advice or questions you might have. If you learned something today, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.